My mother-in-law came to the delivery room even after I begged to not have visitors, and it turned my whole family against me, but it turns out that my husband knew she was coming the whole time, so I banned him from coming to the birth of our second child. Hi all. This is really fresh and I am currently still very emotional from it all. Please forgive me if it seems like I am rambling. I'm also excluding the majority of the background because I don't want to distress myself further. I am due to give birth to my second child any day now. I'm a little worried that all my emotions from today may send me into labor. Not ideal. My partner, I use the word loosely because I'm not really sure if I want him to be that, has a narcissistic, abusive mother. She is a vile woman. She tormented me during my first pregnancy and postpartum. My partner cut her off then, and for the most part, I had peace. She has slowly been worming her way back into our lives. I never hated her until she made me feel like I was less than a human. My partner is overly defensive about her, partially because he is in denial about the emotional abuse and neglect he experienced growing up. She is the cause of a lot of our disagreements. I just found out that my partner has been deliberately withholding information from me. One of the major factors that lead to me resenting his mother was the fact that she turned up at the hospital after I had given birth. She made her way to my ward and into my room, knowing it was against my wishes to have any visitors. She had argued with me about it for months. It turns out he knew she was coming. He knew and didn't say anything. He told me less than an hour ago. I am so hurt by him. I feel betrayed. My family were incredibly angry with me because they thought I prioritized my in-laws over them. They had been told I did not want visitors and were happy to respect my wishes. I don't blame them for feeling slighted. He prioritized his mother over my wishes, over my needs. He let my family blame me and said nothing for over 2 years, knowing he could have prevented it. I have told him he cannot come to the birth of our second and that my firstborn, and I will be leaving once I can pack the things up. She told me that she did not care about my wishes. She told me how her happiness mattered more than mine. She told me that my stance was ridiculous and that she needs to be there to meet her baby. She told me that wanting space to adjust was unnecessary. She told me that I was being delusional to think I could keep her away. He knew about all of this. He knew and he still gave her what she wanted. He knew about this and lied to me. I cannot trust him to be at the hospital with me. I do not want to see his face as I am having my surgery. I do not have anyone else, but I'd rather be alone than be with him. Does this make me TA? I feel awful for even wanting to do this. This has devastated me. ETA. All the stuff she said was when I was pregnant with my first. I had antenatal anxiety and she used this against me. She would trigger attacks and then call me mental in order to get her to side with him. He was not sure what to believe and cut her off because he did not think I was lying. She works at the hospital where I had my baby, doctor. I did tell the staff about the no visitors rule, but she can bypass it with her access card. I'm not sure if he kept quiet to avoid a scene in front of colleagues. He also works there. The fact they argued made me think he didn't know and she did it because he went LC. I cannot change hospitals because I am high risk and under the care of specific doctors. My plan has been created, and I have to stay put. Update 1. Hello again. This is a small update for me for those who were wondering. Firstly, I contacted the hospital about my upcoming admission. I was redirected to a safeguarding line and explained the situation. They have confirmed my file is still showing as locked and have taken her details in order to ensure she is prevented access to me. I'm not sure if this will guarantee she stays away, but if she doesn't, I will not be accountable or to blame for the consequences of her actions. Secondly, I did contact the hospital about the previous incident. They are being shifty to say the least. They do not want to take the complaint because I should have contacted them there and then, which I have already explained. It was then that they did not want to take it because a member of staff was involved and that wasn't what they deal with. I have been sure to get their refusal in writing. I was passed around to various other departments. One has agreed to look into the previous incident if she violates my request a second time. Thirdly, I have spoken to my lawyers about quite a few things. I have sent everything to my lawyer. I cannot disclose them on here, but now everything is being set in motion. Finally, this is the update that will get a lot of backlash from most of you. My mill has my hospital date. She sent a message stating that she found it out from someone she works with. They were named in the message. I'm not entirely sure why that person had it to begin with. There was also a mention of how she will already be working on that day. You can pretty much guess where this is going. I cannot do anything about it this weekend, but I will be contacting the hospital and my lawyers on Monday. I'm not sure if I missed anything. My brain is sleep deprived right now. I'll add it if I am reminded or suddenly remember. Edit to add. I knew I forgot something. My aunt is trying to swap her shifts at work to be with me. My issue is that I do not really want anyone with me during the actual surgery. The only person I would want there is my partner. Right now, still a massive no from me, and he is respecting that. My mother would faint. She couldn't even look at the pictures of my firstborn if he had not yet been cleaned up. Post-surgery, I won't be able to walk and will be a sitting duck. This is when my Mill is most likely to make her appearance. I hope she has sense enough to stay away this time, but I am a realist. She will try to come no matter what. I am mostly concerned about not having anyone around because I know I will want to shower at some point, but I won't be able to if my baby is not supervised. I will have 2 private nurses, but I know they are not people I can realistically trust to confront my Mill if I am not present. Some have suggested doulas. I started to look into it yesterday and will continue to research before the weekend is over. I am really disheartened about having to compromise on my boundary. My child is more important to me, and for their sake I will do what I have to. Edit 2. There is a misconception about my partner. I should have cleared some stuff up in the first post, but I was crying when I wrote it, so it really will be all over the place. I have mentioned it in a lot of my replies. What he did was wrong and inexcusable. He knows this. I know this. That aside, my partner is the one who cut my Mill out of our lives. He made his own choice to do that 2 years ago. I never asked him to do it. Whilst people may not believe me, he still does a lot to ensure she stays away now. He has looked into moving us away, but he has a specialist role and needs a job posting to become available. At present, the only one is in another country and he was asked for by name. He does not want to take me away from my family and friends, so he has declined the offer. She does not come to my home, she does not see my firstborn, we do not go to their house, we do not meet up in private or public. The most he will see her is at work social event, or a family gathering. He will acknowledge her presence to be civilized, but we stay away. If she tries to be situated with us, he will remove us. Her worming her way back in is met with resistance from him at all angles. I did mention he is overly defensive about her. To explain this better, I mean that he will be defensive if I mention something she has done. It is almost like a coping mechanism for him. What he doesn't do is go out of his way to defend her and tell me that I am at fault, etc. There is of course a lot more that he has done, and I will credit him for that. A lot of this is remembering he has grown up under her abuse and narcissism his whole life. He needs to go to therapy and come to understand that he has internalized things that are not normal. Thirdly, my aunt is due to be here in an hour. She says I need to hear him out about what happened at the hospital. She has seen the messages from then and she says he is not entirely to blame for it. She is someone that will hold anyone and everyone accountable for their actions, so I can trust her opinion. I will probably take time to do so later today and spend the weekend reflecting on it. Again, I think this covers everything I missed. Please let me know if I did not below. Update 2. Hi again, another update from me. I hope I am not boring you all with them. I made a decision in relation to the hospital and my family. Before I get into that, I do want to say that this was never something taken lightly. I would never want to deprive my partner of the opportunity to be there when our children are born. It is a once-in-a-lifetime event, no matter how many children you have. You can only be there for that child once. The reason it was considered is because I cannot have someone who treated me, and has since treated me, the way my Mill does around me. Nor would I be willing to have someone who enabled her in getting her way, by my side, especially when what I need is someone I can trust. I was still going to allow him to sign the birth certificate after the fact. He is their dad and they are not a pawn. Custody is a whole other matter, but as I would recommend to most people, always look into it even if you have no intention of separating. It will give you clarity on your position. We already have a pre-existing agreement that we both are happy to abide by. Now for the decision. I am allowing him to be present. However, my aunt will also be there in the event he proves incapable of dealing with my Mill. She will not hesitate to advocate for us all, and she will defend my partner if my Mill tries to get to him. He has shown me his commitment to our family over the past couple of years. He was willing to miss the birth because he understood how much his actions have impacted me. He has also said he will look into therapy for his personal development. He has given me space to come to this decision on my own. I feel it is the best one for our family. I did speak to him about the previous incident yesterday afternoon. My aunt was right about him not being entirely to blame. A lot of it comes down to timings, circumstances, what I witnessed, and what he has told me. He had seen a message from her to say she was on her way to my room and not replied because he was helping me. He did not see the second message where she essentially told him that neither of us was going to prevent her from having her way until after she had already left. It was a case of him knowing, not agreeing that she could come. The fact he did not speak up when he realized she was in the room and she had picked up our baby was another fault he has accepted. However, he did leave to confront her after a nurse arrived to take over. With this, I would be a complete monster to keep him away. He is and will continue to be my partner. I never blamed him for my Mill's actions. She deserves to, and will be held accountable for herself. Yes, he lied to me by keeping quiet. Yes, he deceived my family by not correcting them and letting me take the blame. He has said he will speak to them and accept the consequences of his actions. My Mill decided to contact me directly yesterday evening. I did have her blocked for calls and texts. It seems I forgot about an app. It has been rectified. Safe to say I have a lot to update my lawyers with. My partner is aware of what I am doing and fully supports it. If you're disappointed in my choice, that is fine. I'm the one that will have to live with it. Also, if this makes little sense, please forgive me. I am quite drained. Update 3. Hi all, this is a small update. If it reads badly, I do apologize. My medication makes me drowsy and I have to retype some words. I wanted to do it whilst I have this free moment. I'm finally home from the hospital now. I'm so glad to be back because I found myself to be somewhat on edge and anxious the entire time I was there. Things went far better than last time. There were a few complications with the drugs they gave me, so I was quite out of it for most of the first day. Thankfully, I had a lot of assistance and was pretty much fully catered to. I did not even change a single nappy. My partner came into the theater with me. I'm so glad he was there for the birth of our baby. The smile on his face is something I will always cherish, and he was a huge support to me the whole time, though I think he was more nervous than I was. My aunt was very much a security guard the entire time. My partner couldn't stay with me because of our firstborn, so she stayed in his place. I did not manage to sleep due to discomfort and feeling unwell, but it was nice to have some company. I don't know if my Mill did try to come to theaters or the ward. My aunt said she cannot be sure, but she did see someone that looked like her through a glass window to the main ward. Even though she wasn't seen, word travels fast in a hospital. As I was brought into recovery, someone mentioned that my Mill was telling people she was sad that she was not allowed to visit baby's name. I do not know what they were hoping to achieve by passing on this message. I'll be honest, it made me cry. My baby was not even an hour old at this point, and she was still making everything about her. I'm always the bad guy for wanting peace. I feel like a happy day is permanently soiled for me. My partner did leave to address her after he heard the comments. He told me she wouldn't be saying anything else, and I did not hear anything else from anyone. Before anyone asks, no, he did not take his phone to show her photos. All the photos were taken on my phone and he left his with me. I did unblock her before being admitted in case she sent me anything else. I was concerned that she would message me directly and then turn up, claiming I was aware. She sent me nothing. She messaged me the next day to ask some questions. I ignored them and she said nothing more. I know she worked an additional day there, but my aunt says she did not see her. I know she was told to stay away from me. I have not heard anything since being home. Fingers crossed it stays this way. Still early days and the hospital is being dealt with for all the other stuff. Thank you for all the well wishes from my previous posts. I'm sorry if I did not respond to you directly, but I still appreciate you. Commenter. Why do people act like hospitals are gossip circles? Like, oh by the way, your Mill is devastated she couldn't see baby, okay? What do you want me to do with that info while I'm still bleeding? Commenter 2. I bet the hospital heard that lawyers were involved and made sure she was kept, at the very least, out of the room. Otherwise I think we hear a different story from the aunt.